Hey, guys and girls, and welcome to the Best Better podcast, where we dive into the heart of what makes our communities and lives vibrant.
We're your hosts.
I'm Joelle.
And I'm Abigail. And each month we will explore the pulse of youth culture from the halls of school to the latest in pop culture and everything in between.
Whether we're discussing how to make a difference in your community, tips on leadership, or the hottest trends, we're here to inspire, inform, and engage.
So grab your headphones or however you listen to your favorite podcast and get ready to discover how we can all be our best selves and make the world a little better.
Let's get started. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Best Better podcast. I'm your host, Joelle.
And I'm Abigail.
And today we have the pleasure of having some amazing master gardeners with us, some extension master gardeners. So first we're going to go around and we're going to ask you to introduce yourself. So tell us your name and how long you've been a master gardener.
Hello, my name is Peggy Afarian, and I have been a master gardener about 8 years.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Janie Halls. I've been a master gardener for 6, and this is my 19th year of volunteering with the master gardeners.
Okay. Well,
Hello, I'm Marcia Lovick, and I took the course in 2019, so that would make me about 6 years into the program.
all right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So our first question is going to kind of be for everyone. So we want to know what inspired you to become a master gardener. So we'll start with you, Miss Ellis.
Well, I took the class because I moved to North Carolina in 2013, and I really, the plants, even the grass here is so different from Central New York State where I moved from, and I didn't know how to take care of anything.
Okay.
So for me, it started out as a learning experience.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
So, I was looking for something to do during the summer in between school years, and so I started volunteering at the children's garden to give me something to do and to spend more time with the children.
Okay.
So I was retired, but I was also from a family of farmers. And I thought, well, this is something that I can probably do. I know a little bit about it. So that's why I took it.
All right. So with you guys being master gardeners, what is the, we're going to direct this question to you, Miss Marcia. So what is the mission of Extension Master Gardeners and what is the process to become a master gardener?
Okay. So we are an extension of the extension agents here at the Lenoir County Cooperative Extension.
Okay.
We take a course that is mainly taught by extension agents. The horticulture agent here, Paige Pettigrew, is our mentor. She is the one that tells us and directs us and actually teaches the course as well. So what we do is offer research-based information on horticulture and landscaping, and we do try to answer any questions based on what's in the North Carolina State Extension toolbox that we have in our handbook that tells us all about plants and how to take care of them.
Wow, that's cool.
Very good. So I'm going to direct this question to you, Jeannie. Can you tell me about one of the most rewarding experiences that you've had serving as an extension master gardener?
That's a good
I know you
question.
have lots of good stories. So.
Miss Jeannie is full of good stories.
Well, obviously, because I work so much with the children, I remember this little girl at our summer camp that came, and she would not have anything to do with the tomato. She was just bound and determined she just wouldn't even touch a tomato. And through the program that summer, we started relating to tomatoes and ketchup, and she just couldn't believe it. But I ran into her and her grandmother, and this child went from not eating any tomatoes to wanting them 3 times a day. So, that was a huge reward to think that we had changed her mind. And there's other children like that as well. But yes, it makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It
I believe it
definitely
does too. So for you, Miss Peggy, how has being an extension master gardener volunteer changed your perspective on gardening and how has it changed your perspective on community service? And if any of y'all want to chime in, that would be great.
As far as gardening, it has made me much more knowledgeable. First of all, I used to do a home garden vegetables, but I very rarely would try to start plants from seed, which
Mhm.
I'm very comfortable doing now. I would try different vegetables than I normally would. And as far as it, I mean, to me, this is a wonderful way to volunteer because
Yeah.
it's an active activity. I
Mhm.
like to stay busy. And so, I get to meet all kinds of different people in the community. So
Yeah.
it's been very rewarding.
Okay. What about you, Miss Jeannie? How has this being a part of the Master Gardeners help you or change your perspective on gardening or community service?
Um, well, I just don't like at the children's garden during the summer. I just would not imagine me not being there. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a sort of a running joke in the beginning because they really never asked me to come back. And I just kept coming back year after year. It just gives you such great joy.
Uh-huh.
Plus, you're around some really cool people.
Yeah.
With same mindset,
Mhm.
and everybody has their own little talent, and everybody brings something special to the table.
Yeah. Now, Miss Marcia, so before you retire, you work with the public and you work with community at our local community health center.
Mhm.
So, how has this changed your perspective as far as service to the community?
Well, let me go back and finish answering the question that you asked me initially
Mhm.
about how we become master gardeners.
Yeah.
We have to take an extensive 40-hour course that's taught by the agents here. We also have to do like 40 hours of service time and 10 hours of education time too,
Mhm.
in order to be certified. And then each year, 20 more hours of service and 10 more
So, being a
hours.
master gardener is a big deal.
Right,
is.
Yeah.
right. It's not just a gardening course. We are volunteer educators, so that's kind of important. And we have to keep up to date on different things, and we have to make sure that it's research based. We
Yeah.
just can't tell you how my granddaddy used to plant.
Yeah.
It's got to be research based. So, but how it's affected me as far as service. I think we're all born to serve. And I
Mhm.
think it's very important that we give back. And, I really enjoyed working with children in my previous career. This is my second career because it can be a full-time job if we
Yeah.
let it. I mean, we're always doing different things.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for all of us to give back to our community in some way. And this has just been a good way.
All right. So it's always a little joke for me. Like sometimes I pull up to work and y'all are here before we are. So
Mhm.
can you give us a little day to day? What is the day to day activities of a master gardener?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now we're in the busy season with our greenhouse. We
Mm-hmm.
have a plant sale once a year that funds most, if not all, of our projects. So we start plants from seeds, and so it's really intensive. Um, some of us start earlier than others.
Uh-huh.
I'm an early morning person, so I like to come early. If I'm
Mhm.
working in the children's garden, I like to come really early in the
Really?
summertime before it gets hot.
Right.
But Peggy's of a different opinion. She comes in. She comes in at 10 o'clock volunteer.
I'm not a 7 o'clock
Me
volunteer either.
But no matter what time we come in, everybody puts in a pretty good amount of time. And so that goes from we start in January and our plant sale is in April. So we're pretty intense with that. Then about the time we're rolling out of the plant sale and finishing it up, we're getting ready for the children's garden for the programs there. So that is a lot of preparation in the children's garden. Also, we have Junior Master Gardener course in the summer. So that's an ongoing thing that, we're working on all the time too, trying to get the right things for our programs and the right information and make sure we have the right people teaching the program. So it can take as much time as you want to give it. It really can.
Yeah. Okay. That's really nice. So whenever you see a master gardener, you always see them with their name tag and their aprons. And you have a little example of your aprons. And these are your newer aprons,
Yes,
correct?
yes, real
So
proud.
please tell us what your aprons symbolize and what those pins. You have a lot of pins on your apron. So what do those represent?
Sort of kind of like the Girl Scout.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if you have volunteered 250 hours, then you get a pen. At 500 hours, you get a pen. You automatically get your little watering can when you become a master gardener.
Okay, so that's after you've completed all the
Yes.
necessary
And
classes.
after if you've been a master gardener for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you get another pen. Now this pen is extra special because this was given to me because I don't know how to stop talking about children, and I will chase somebody down in a heartbeat to tell them more. So, but yeah, these are a brand new aprons, and you'll see us wearing these during plant sale
Mhm.
and other activities in the community.
So what the apron does is symbolizes us as master gardeners. So we're
Mhm.
required to wear them when we're working with the public. So somebody can say, "Oh, there's a master gardener,"
Yeah, so it's a
as
better
well as
way
our
to,
Yeah,
name
identify.
tag too. So
Yeah.
and y'all are never caught without a name
They
tag.
are not.
Never
I
caught without a
will.
name tag.
And it's funny because, like, you'll forget after the meeting that you have it on, and then you'll stop at the grocery store, and then somebody calls you by name and starts talking about plants, and you're thinking, "Oh, we know they know me," and then you remember you have your badge on.
Yes.
Yep. So I think Marsha, you touched a little bit on this, so I will direct this question to you too. You guys talked a little bit about your previous experience and things. So I want to know a little bit about, is there anything that you did or were a part of in your previous careers that you feel like kind of overlaps with what you're doing now? Or is there just anything that you can take from your experiences in life?
Oh, me first? Sure. Peggy, you want to go?
I mean, I still work part-time
Mhm.
in real estate. So I meet people
Mhm.
on a, regular basis. And I feel like it's similar to working as a master gardener. You get comfortable talking to people, educating them, whether it's how to buy a house or how to grow an herb.
Mhm.
I enjoy doing that, and I enjoy getting out into the public and meeting people.
Mhm.
I feel like I get more from volunteering than I give. It's just been a great experience for me.
Awesome.
So, actually, my background in the beginning was office administration, and so I'm very organized in that aspect. But then I went with the school system, so I was with children, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It seemed like, but and so in the summer, I was without the children, and that's plus I love gardening, and I always had a garden growing up, and so it just seemed natural for those things to go hand in hand. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I can say a testament to everybody in y'all's group, every single one of the Extension Master Gardeners. You all are incredible with children, and I think you all bring something different. So, me and Joel get to work with you guys a lot during the summer, and it's the best thing ever. And I think just even Peggy, what you're talking about, building connections, that you guys
Yeah,
teach us that. You teach Paige, our other agents. We are able to build connections through you guys as well, and teach the kids how important it is to know people in your community and to pour into your community so that your community can pour into you. So,
absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a big part too, because sometimes when you go into these camps, especially like during summer camps with J&G or any other summer camp, like you go in and kids literally don't know one another, and then by the
mhm,
time they leave, they're like the best of friends. I think
mhm,
that's the most rewarding experience working with
mhm.
4-H or working with any type of youth organization.
Mhm.
So with all of this, what makes you guys want to continue?
it's fun.
I mean, we have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard work, but we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
the social aspect is great.
Yeah.
And just for experience this morning, we're looking at a gazebo that was donated to us. I thought, gosh, I don't know much about structure. And is it good? Is it bad? What do we
Mhm.
need to do? So I called my real estate master gardener. She met me at a site, and she comes out with this golf club and she's and all that. Well, so, we have people from all different kinds of backgrounds. We have one lady that's really interested in bugs and don't dare kill them. So it's just a good organization with a lot of good people.
Yeah. So when you talk about big hearts, when you think about what makes your heart beat, you think about the joys that Master Gardening brings to you. So what part of being a part of the Ascension Master Gardeners brings you the most joy? And I'll go around the table and answer that one. So we'll start with you, Miss Peggy.
I really enjoy volunteering at the children's garden.
Yeah.
I love to see the kids learn something new and the delight they take that from going from being very stand back and just watch the other children to really getting into it and becoming part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Well, I'm going to say the children's garden, because, after 19 years, I've watched some children grow up, and they still run to me, not away from me, which is a plus. And just watching them grow and cheer. Always tell the children that are with us during the summer, each one teach one.
Mm-hmm.
So then they can be the teacher,
Yeah.
and they can go back to school and they can share with their friends. And so they get extra tall when they're thinking about doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You see success.
Yeah.
So I like the organizational part of it. I really like starting from scratch and making something work. We started the Junior Master Gardener course, 2020. And, so we're going to have our 6th year coming up this year. And the good thing too is something that you mentioned was we have students that are 3rd grade through 8th grade taking this course all in one room,
Mm-hmm.
taking the same curriculum. But by the end of the first couple of days, they have all bonded, and the younger kids have kind of been taken by the older kids. They're helped by the older kids. And a lot of times the younger kids too have things to offer to the older kids that they're not aware
that's
of.
true.
So they teach each other as well as, us trying to teach them. And we've seen that at the children's garden as well. We started with this children's garden a year ago with just grass and some trees.
Yes.
And now if you've been out there, it's a wonderful
It
interactive place. So
It is literally amazing.
yeah, it
Every
is.
time I go out there and I see it, I just think like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this was just like cleared land.
A
Like
year
not too
ago.
long ago.
Yeah.
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 So with you guys being master gardeners, and we talked about, we know you guys love working with each other, but we all have different learning styles. So what has Extension Master Gardener taught you about your specific learning or service style? And that's a around the table question. So we'll start with Miss Jeannie.
Oh, I knew that. Well, I like all aspects of it. We do counsel and agent, older people, children, it sort of goes hand in hand. If I had my druthers, I'd be doing something every single day. But,
Yeah.
I have other things I have to do as well. So, when I can, I'm trying to help with everything. And forming the lesson plans and that kind of thing. I'm already thinking about Pumpkin Day.
Yeah.
And that's not over, so I'm past summer. I'm already somewhere else. So, it just keeps me going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And kind of planning ahead of
Uh-huh.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Miss Peggy?
My learning style is definitely more hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get into the greenhouse and just watch what other people are doing, learn their style, and find what works best for me.
Yeah.
I do like to read and take information from books, but that just amplifies what you're learning by getting your hands in the soil and getting
Right.
and working in there. That's
And that is why our motto at 4-H is learn by
by
doing.
doing.
glad I could help you with that.
So, Miss Marsha, what about you? So, how what has Extension Master Gardener taught you about your learning style?
It's taught me that I don't know as much as I thought I knew. Yeah. And some of the things that I thought I knew how to do were probably not the best way to do it, not
Yeah.
the best practice. So it's a really good course in that it kind of steers you in the right direction with the research-based idea, and also with the toolbox that we have to use. And like Peggy and Jeannie, watching other people who have different experiences that they bring to the table really teaches all of us, things all the time. So it's a good learning environment that we have.
Yeah.
I will direct this question to you, Miss Marsha. So we talked a little bit about this. Jeannie showed us her pins for her hours. If there's anybody watching or anybody that's interested in maybe becoming an Extension Master Gardener one day, can you kind of explain the commitment as a whole and maybe what time commitment is expected to be a part of the organization?
Okay. So talking about the course, it's a 40-hour, really intensive course. And then there's the service time that you have to put in, which is now called an internship. Jeannie's got the book there that is used to teach the course.
It looks very heavy.
It is very heavy. But one of the things about being educated is you don't have to know everything, but you need to know where to find it. So that's what we use the book and the online service for.
This is yours to keep.
Okay, so once you complete the program, you get that book and you are able to keep that and reference that.
Well, you
book.
have to pay for it too.
Yeah. Don't forget that part, right?
So if you are interested in the course, you would call and talk with Paige Pettigrew. Again, she's a horticulture agent. She would give you the price. It may vary from year to year, so I don't want to give you a price now. It's taught every other year because we have a master cooking course that's taught in the opposite year. So anyway, Paige is very good about getting the course together and getting people in. Then after the course, how much time do I commit? Does Jeannie commit? Does Peggy commit? It entirely depends on what you want to do. You have to have that 20 hours of service, which you can get in a week if you work in the greenhouse. And then you have to have the 10 hours of continuing education. But most of us give way, way more than that. So, and we do have to record our hours, or we should record our hours, because it shows what we're doing and how much time we're putting in. And statistics are used for many different things, and we always hope they're used for the right things that we try to do to keep ours up to date. But as far as how much of a commitment, it just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So we know you guys are gearing up for a busy, busy time. So tell us a little bit more about your upcoming events that you have going on, and maybe give us some dates or where the people can find you guys.
Okay, I'll start with the plant sale because it's the next thing. You'll find some of us in the greenhouse most every day. We have Sally Durst, who is kind of in charge of the plant sale in the greenhouse, and we really think she has a cot in there because she. But anyway, we're getting ready for this big plant sale, and it is April the 12th. That's a Saturday from 8 to 12. So we will have herbs, we'll have vegetables, we'll have flowers, we'll have some bushes, we'll have all kinds of plants. Most of the things that we sell, we grow from seed in the greenhouse. So it's really, really a good learning experience. But it also generates the money that we use to pay for all these programs that we talk about. So we would really like for the public to come 8 to 12 on that Saturday. A lot of times when I get here at 6:30, there are people lined up waiting. So a big thing this year is you can come early. We're going to have a food truck. He promises me he's going to be set up at 7:00, and you can eat breakfast and have some coffee while you wait in line, and that will be great. His food is really good. He has this grits bowl that is wonderful. And
I'm going to have to try that.
But I've been out and tested all of his food to make sure. So, but the plant sale is coming up. That's our next major event.
Now that is dedication, tasting all the food.
That's right.
Yeah, it's really good. So, Just Grilling is the name of the food truck. But we hope that's April the 12th, 8 to 12, right here at the extension. Behind the extension is our greenhouse, and we'll have all the plants out for you to see.
Well, we're so ready for that. So anything else coming up?
Next, maybe Junior Master Gardener
Junior
program.
Master Gardener. Okay, so we'll talk about that. That is a program that's pretty much like the Master Gardener program. We take children 3rd grade through 8th grade, and they're here for 2 weeks, 9 to 12, and it starts July 14th, and it goes through the 25th. We have some class days, but we have a lot of field trips. We'll take these kids to the landfill. They'll see what goes on there. We will go to the farmer's market. We will go to Tammy's Kitchen at the farmer's market. We'll also take them on a tour of the children's garden. We have an intergenerational event,
Okay.
and that is at the Council on Aging Senior Center. And this will be our second year doing it. The kids actually enjoy it, but the seniors there are waiting with bated breath. They're always asking us. We do a class there once a month anyway, but they're saying, when are those children coming back? We can't wait to see those children.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And a big deal of those 2 weeks is a field trip to North Carolina State University.
Okay.
We take them to see composting. We take them into greenhouses. We take them around to some of the farms. And it really, the first time I went, I thought, wow, I'm so glad that we have this facility. You never know until you get down in it and see what's going on at NC State. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience for the kids and for the adults that have never been. So it's a fun-filled, packed 2 weeks, 9 to 12. Applications will go out around June the 1st. We usually take 10 kids, and we're filled up really quick. So we look forward to having kids back in the extension then.
Yes. So, Miss Jeannie, we know that your favorite place is the children's garden. So what can people expect for summer camps coming out of the children's garden?
Okay, I've already got it all planned. and more. So our summer camp has always been on Wednesday from 9 to 12. And once a week, we have a different theme for the day. The lessons are geared around, let's just say, blueberries. It's all about blueberries. We try to do things that we have growing in the garden, or sometimes we do about pollinators and different elements in the garden. It's usually between maybe kindergarten to 3rd grade, although we'll take older ones, maybe the FFA groups in the middle school could come. And we had our summer camp last year during our first year of being open. And so we look forward this year to have more children. And the Master Gardeners volunteer. We have crafts. We have tasting party. I know we get to, like, 1 year, we would dig potatoes and let the children take home bags of potatoes and just different things to make them not only aware of fruits and vegetables and where they all come from, but while we want to respect the pollinators, the insects, what's the purpose of them being there? To take care of the herbs, not the litter, just lots and lots of different aspects that involve the children at the garden. And, people don't really realize, but the garden is actually contains all the elements of a STEM program. So anything that would involve a STEM program, you can find in the garden. So we hope everybody comes out. They won't regret it.
You definitely will not.
Fun.
You definitely will not regret it. All right. So we talked about your upcoming events. So now we're going to play a little game, a little this or that game. But we have named this Plant or Pluck. So we're going to go around and I'm going to name 2 things. And you're going to let us know which one you will go with more, which one you like better. All right. So the first one is spring planting or fall planting. Which one do you like better?
Fall planting.
Fall planting?
Spring.
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 Spring. What about you, Abigail?
I don't plant stuff. I like spring.
All right. So would you rather plant in the ground or in containers or raised beds?
Well, I have raised beds.
So do you find it easier to plant in raised beds?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so at the children's garden, we have both. We have raised beds and we have in-ground garden that represents all the historic elements of the site.
Okay. All right. For you, Marshall?
Raised bed.
Raised bed.
I have a raised bed in my yard that was a sandbox for my grandsons, and I've converted it now that they've outgrown it. And I enjoy growing crops in there.
Okay.
Cool.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Annuals or perennial?
Oh, perennial.
Perennials. This is a hard one for Cindy.
Oh, annuals.
Annual.
Perennial.
Perennials. All right. Flower gardens or veggie gardens?
do both.
I don't.
If you could only live in a world with one.
Well, I guess I would pick veggie.
Veggie. Okay.
I just happen to have a book about
Oh.
first peas. So I definitely like vegetables.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing about that. If you don't have flowers, then you don't have many bees. You got to have the bees there to do the
That's true.
pollination.
Oh,
Oh,
see, we've learned
See?
something. We've learned something.
You're welcome.
Parents
So it's good to have both.
All right. Symmetrical. So symmetrical gardening or freeform.
Well, this year, and I don't want to steal Jeannie's thunder, but in my raised beds, I started doing square foot gardening because I learned it at the children's garden.
Okay.
So,
yay. Good. Gosh, well, yeah, I guess because see, we have both. So I like both.
Okay.
So here's my thing. Growing up, there was this lady, there was this lady down the street.
Uh-huh.
We lived on a dirt road, and she could just throw seeds out, and she'd have the prettiest flowers on her ditch bank. That is my dream, to be able to throw and have all those pretty flowers. I'm going to try that at raised bed this year.
Okay.
There
Well,
you
you
go.
tried it. I'm going to try it too.
Is that free form?
Yeah, that'll be freeform. All right. Insects or plants?
yeah.
Plants.
Plant.
Plant.
I think that was easy for everyone to answer. All right. Now, this one might be a little controversial. So, manual weeding or spraying?
Oh,
Manual.
Manual.
No, we don't spray.
We don't
Okay.
spray.
yeah.
That's true. All right. So, here at the Best Better podcast, we always want to end things on a positive note. So we're going to go around the table. So, if you could give a piece of advice to someone struggling with a green thumb, what would it be?
Keep trying
Keep trying.
and call the extension office for some hints or come to our plant sale and we'd be happy to help you.
All right.
The first thing you always ask, did you have your soil tested? You know, because 9 times out of 10, they'll say no. But, you know, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be hard and difficult. I mean, you don't know a plant till you kill it 3 times. After it's dead 3 times, you pretty much know where it needs to go. And like I said, it's supposed to be fun. For me, it's my zen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can solve a lot of problems when you're just digging deep holes and planning things. Plus, that gives you, you know, optimism.
Yeah.
You're waiting for it to come off, or you forgot what it is,
Yeah.
and it's so much fun to see what it is
Yeah.
when it comes
Figure it out. Like, I knew that was a strawberry.
So the great thing about planning and having a garden is if it's more this year, you can try it again next year. You know, it's not a real big thing to get all up. So keep trying.
Mhm.
And like has been suggested, we have plethora of experts that work in this building. I think it's the best kept secret in Lenoir County. Don't hesitate to call and ask a question, and somebody will return your call.
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us on the Best Better podcast. And we also want to thank you for your dedication as an extension master gardener. We really appreciate all y'all do for not only the community, but for the kids of our community. So until next time, thank you for watching the Best Better podcast.